Hello. And so Milton would like to know, where in Mexico are you?
Currently, I am in a city called Puebla.
Puebla.
Puebla, huh? And Puebla is 2 hours from Mexico City, and it's the fifth biggest city in Mexico, and it is a very cosmopolitan city. They have a very colonial downtown, and yeah, it's a very well developed city. Uh, as I was talking to Synolve before the show, the internet is very fast. I'm getting 40 megabytes download and 20 upload. So internet is very fast, and Puebla is just one example. There are other cities in Mexico that also have very fast internet. So overall, it's been great. It's been great. My girlfriend and I, we've been here for, got here November, December, January. We've been here for 5 months. And we typically, we go to one Mexican city, and then, once we kind of get, irritable and want to try something new, we go to another one, and we go to another one. And yeah, there's a lot of great cities in Mexico. We've been here for 5 months. And hopefully we have a few cities in mind, probably towards the summer, where we plan to go next.
Oh, stay tuned for that. Okay, so tell us, what are all the cities that you've been to? So Puebla,
Yes. So
Pueblo.
the first city I was in was San Miguel de Allende. And that is a very popular expat destination. A lot of travel magazines talk about it a lot, and uh, it's a good landing pad city for people who do not speak Spanish.
Okay.
That is one of the few cities. Well, it's more like a town, but it's one of the few places you can go where you don't have to speak any Spanish. So
Mm.
however, it's not the perfect Mexican place in my opinion, but I think it is ideal for someone who has never been to Mexico. Maybe they don't speak Spanish. It's a great landing pad city, and I was there for 7 months, and yeah, it was good. I met a lot of local friends there, Mexicans as well as expats. But I was curious. I wanted to see what else was there, so I left San Miguel de Allende at the end of that year.
Well, why did you choose Mexico? Why did you choose Mexico?
Well, it's close. It's very close, and for people who don't have, at my, for example, before I went to Mexico, the only other foreign experience that I had was when I was living in Ecuador. So that was the only other foreign experience. So Mexico was my second country as an expat. So I didn't have a whole lot of expat experience. So Mexico is close. It's very close. Whether you're flying from uh, Dallas or Houston or Los Angeles or even Philadelphia. Philadelphia has direct flights from Philadelphia to Cancun, and was only 6 hours. So uh, almost anywhere in the U.S. is a relatively short flight to Mexico. So sometimes if something goes wrong, if there's an emergency, and I have a car here, so driving back to the border of the U.S. is fun. It depends on where you are in Mexico. Like if you are in Cancun, that's a long drive to the border. But if you are in central Mexico, like I am, it could be a fun drive. It could be a fun drive, and I've done that. I've done that at least once. Drove from central Mexico back to the U.S., and that was a fun trip. I really enjoyed it. I saw some nice places along the way. And yeah, I think ultimately proximity is probably the most important reason why I live in Mexico.
And so you lived in a couple of cities with your girlfriend. So
Mm.
solo traveling, but also traveling as a couple. Now,
Yes.
not to get too much in your, but is your girlfriend, is she from Mexico? Did you meet her there?
Yes, she is from Mexico. Yeah, she is.
Okay.
Yes, she's Mexican. She's from a suburb outside of Mexico City. And yeah, so it makes life a little easier when you have a partner that's from the country.
Yeah.
So that's been helpful. But so the first time I came to Mexico, though, I did not know her. We were not together. And this is why I went to San Miguel de Allende, because it was a great landing pad city. And there's other places in Mexico like that, like there's Lake Chapala. There's that area.
I've heard of that.
Also, it's a beautiful area that surrounds a nice lake. That's also a great landing pad for people new to Mexico, or people who've their first expat experience.
Nice. And so language, has language been a barrier, or did you take Spanish in college or high school or?
Yes, yes. I took Spanish in high school. Did that for I think I had at least about one. I think I had like one semester. And then I also took a few Spanish courses in university. But it's not the same. So when
No.
I when I even after I passed those classes, I didn't still feel like I was fluent enough to have a conversation with someone. I think the most of the uh, pro- progress that I had was living in Latin countries. Living in Ecuador and then living here in Mexico. Also, I lived in Spain. So those immersion experiences, I would give the most credit to my Spanish fluency.